All right, let's get right into it. A company just pulled in a massive $38 million to build the plumbing for what might be the world's most valuable and almost totally untouched data set. We're talking about Recall.ai. And today, we're going to break down exactly what this huge investment means for the future of AI and pretty much every piece of software out there.
But before we get into the company, let me just ask you a quick question. What do you think is the single largest, most valuable, and nearly untapped data set on the entire planet? Now, it's not what you're probably thinking. It's not social media data. It's not all the financial data in the world. Nope, it's something way more fundamental to how we all work. The answer? It's conversations. Get this. According to Recall.ai, every single year, we speak 5 times more words in meetings and on work calls than exist on the entire public internet. Just let that sink in for a second. The scale is just mind-boggling. And right now, almost all of that context, all of that incredibly rich data, it just vanishes. Poof, gone. And that brings us to this number, $38 million. This is the fresh Series B funding that Recall.ai just raised. And you have to understand, this isn't just a bet on one company. No way. This is a massive bet from some of the smartest investors on the idea that unlocking this conversational data is the next great frontier for the entire software industry.
So, what's the actual problem here? Why has this data suddenly become so incredibly important? Well, it all comes down to something we can call AI's missing data set.
Look around. We are in the middle of a full-blown AI gold rush. Every software product you use, from your CRM to your project management tools, is being totally rebuilt with AI at its core. And what's the main goal? Simple, to automate all the boring, repetitive work and get rid of tedious data entry for good.
But, and this is a huge but, there's a catch. For an AI to do a human's job, it needs what the human has: context. Think about it. An AI can't write an accurate summary of a sales call if it doesn't know what was actually discussed. It can't draft a perfect follow-up email if it's completely blind to the conversation that just happened.
And that is the fundamental problem. 99%, almost all of that critical business context is never written down anywhere. It's all locked up in spoken conversations, in our Zoom calls, our sales pitches, our daily stand-ups. It's literally the biggest data set in the world. And until now, AI products have been almost completely deaf and blind to it. So, if we're all in this AI gold rush, you can think of Recall.ai as the ones who aren't digging for gold themselves. Instead, they're selling the picks and shovels, the essential tools that every other company needs to start mining this incredible new resource. So, what does Recall.ai actually do? Put simply, it's a universal API for meetings. It's the foundational, behind-the-scenes infrastructure that lets any developer building any kind of app easily tap into platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, and Microsoft Teams to capture, store, and analyze all that conversation data. The easiest way to think about it is like this. They're basically becoming the Stripe for meeting data. Just like Stripe made it ridiculously easy for any developer to start accepting payments online without building a whole banking system, Recall.ai is doing the exact same thing for conversations. It means every company doesn't have to waste time and money reinventing the wheel. And hey, this isn't just an idea on a slide. It is happening right now at a huge scale. We're talking over 2,000 companies already building on their infrastructure. And these aren't small fries. We're talking market leaders like HubSpot, Datadog, and Calendly, plus some of the hottest startups out there like ClickUp and Apollo. They're all using Recall.ai as the foundation for their AI features. Now, this funding news also came with a massive product announcement. A real breakthrough that solves one of the biggest headaches in this entire space: how to record meetings without having some clunky, awkward bot join the call. Okay, to really get why this is a game changer, you've got to see the difference. The old way was the Meeting Bot API. A bot would literally join your call, just like another person. I mean, it worked, but let's be honest, it can feel a little weird and intrusive. But the new way? It's their desktop recording SDK. This thing records everything silently and locally, right from the user's own computer. It's completely invisible, it's bot-free, and it can even capture in-person audio. The user experience is just night and day. So, with $38 million in the bank, what's the big vision? Where does a company like this go from here? Well, it's all about expansion, with the goal of being able to capture pretty much any conversation, anywhere. They have a super clear 3-part plan for all that cash. First, on the product side, they're building mobile SDKs to go beyond video calls and capture in-person meetings and phone calls. Second, on the go-to-market front, they're launching a self-serve plan for startups to get started easily while also beefing up their features for big enterprise companies. And third, the team. They are hiring like crazy and moving into a brand new office in San Francisco that's 5 times bigger. This is a company that's hitting the accelerator hard.
So let's bring this all home. What does this all mean for you? Especially if you're a founder, a developer, or just anyone out there building software today. This is the important part.
Let's boil it down to 4 key takeaways for all the builders watching. 1, this AI gold rush needs infrastructure players. So think about it. What are the picks and shovels in your own industry? 2, unlocking conversation data is, without a doubt, one of the biggest opportunities in software, period. 3, the whole bot problem, that clunky user experience, it's being solved right now. And 4, and this is crucial, APIs like this are making it so much faster to build incredibly powerful AI features. You don't need a giant team anymore. You can use platforms like this to build amazing things and compete with anyone. And that really brings us to the final thought here. The walls are coming down. The barrier to accessing the world's biggest data set is just getting lower and lower. So the question is no longer if you can build with it, but what you're going to build. So I'll leave you with this. What's the very first AI feature you would build if you had an API that could instantly unlock all this conversational data for your product? I'd love to hear your ideas, so drop them in the comments below.